So Mitch, as camp starts to come to a close, it seems like there's been some young guys that have started to make a little bit of noise. Being pretty far removed from that as a senior, what do you thought of guys like Lance McCutcheon in your group?
Yeah, it's funny being on the other side as a senior, because I remember being in Lance's shoes as a freshman a few years ago, and he's really stepped up and made some huge plays and showed that he can play with the #1 group, and I think he's really going to help us out this year.
What about some of those running backs, Troy Anderson and Tyrell Burgess in particular? Have you seen some flashes from them, and what do you think those guys are going to be able to contribute?
Definitely. They bring two different styles to the run game. Tyrell's more of a quick twitch. If you're one-on-one with Tyrell, good luck. You're probably not going to bring him to the ground, and Troy, on the other hand, is he's got some speed to him, and he's a really strong, powerful runner, and I think he'll bring another dimension to the run game as well.
And again, being a senior, you've gone against a lot of corners in your time, but probably none more than some guys on your own team. How about a guy like Bryce Alley? What have you seen throughout his career? What kind of player do you kind of see him as?
Bryce Alley is an extremely hard worker. It's been a lot of fun to come in and grow with him, because we've gone one-on-one together for the last 4 years, and I think Bryce is going to have a great year as well, and he's one of those guys that you better come ready to play every day, because he's going to bring his A game.
As you get closer to the season, do you feel a little bit of urgency to kind of get into a game day?
Definitely. I think just these past few days, the urgency of practice has changed a lot. Yesterday, we didn't come out with the right focus, and coaches got on us, and today it was a whole different story. Everyone was bought in, focused, and it was extremely good practice. Probably one of the best practices as an offense we've had all camp, and it's just with game week less than 2 weeks away. The sense of urgency has to be there.
And personally, going into your senior year, is there personal urgency, and kind of what is your motivation right now to kick off this season right?
Yeah, it's funny going into my last year. It's my last fall camp, and I just want to make the most out of it, make the most of this next year, because you never know when football's going to come to an end, and I just want to have fun with all these guys one last time.
And who knows what holds for the future? Maybe some more fall camps for you, but do you feel kind of a little bit of relief knowing that you get to go into a season and not really have to worry about much future as far as college football goes?
Definitely. Yeah, it's it's just one last time to go out and have fun with the guys, and I'm not really too big into looking into the future at this point, just with this last season coming up, and I'm just looking forward to having fun.
Big body and super fast, so that's going to create some just mismatches and whatnot. And Tyrell, you don't know where he's going or what direction he's going to end up, and fast guy that's going to help us out a lot, stretch the field and whatnot, and just two different guys. I think the thing that separates our backfield from a lot of teams is just the variety we have. I know Vander's going to do a great job back there, and I think it's nice having different guys that do different things.
You have an offense that's starting to transition a little bit, seems to have a little bit more of a cohesive nature. Do you see the offense being different now that you've gone through a full camp with Coach Armstrong under the helm?
Yeah, I think Messingham kind of had a different approach to some things. I didn't think he did a bad job. But I like the way Coach Army is kind of, constructing this offense and the kind of twist that he's putting on it. I think he has a lot of great ideas. I know a lot of the offensive staff. There's a lot of things we can do, and I think they're utilizing everyone's capabilities, and I think they're going to do a great job. I think it's going to help us out a lot this season.
As you move towards prepping for a game week, do you feel a little bit of a sense of urgency to get into a game day?
Yeah, I said it earlier a couple days ago. It's kind of getting old hitting your own teammates. Kind of want to get the season going and be able to play against some other teams. I think it's an exciting time for us getting through camp and finally getting to that game week coming up pretty soon.
Going against your own teammates constantly, especially in the secondary. How does a guy like Bryce Alley? What have you learned from him in your time here, being a young guy? What do you see from a guy like that playing a senior in the secondary?
I think he's a competitor, and the thing I love to see about Bryce is his passion and love for the game. Still, being a senior, a couple guys could easily just, I'm a senior, I can kind of ease off the gas pedal, but I think he has a sense of urgency to himself where it's like, I'm a senior, I think I have a lot of things I can help out with his team, and he just gives a lot of effort with everything that he does, and that rubs off on the younger guys too, and all of us. And like we like to say, iron sharpens iron. So with him doing that, giving his constant 100% effort, only makes us better as a team. I think a lot of guys on the defensive side are doing that for us as well.
And lastly for you, I know that you have a special teams role prolifically last year, and it seems to be like it'll be kind of the same this year. What's your mindset when you're standing back there waiting for a kick? Most likely, let's talk about the punt return. Guys got to get set up. But what's your mindset? Are you excited back there?
I'm excited, yeah. I think having some experience from last year has paid off, and I think it's hopefully I can do some damage out there and help give us some good field position and try to change the momentum of the game. I'm excited for that phase of the game, and looking forward to hopefully taking a couple back if I'm lucky enough. So it all starts with the guys up making the block, so they make my job easier.
What's these couple of seconds like before the punt gets to you?
You know, it was a little nerve-wracking last year, but I have a little more confidence coming into this year. It's a fun anticipation, kind of seeing everything around you, and it's fun. I look forward to it. It's a different feeling just being there by yourself. You feel like you're on an island, but it's you can't really describe it. You just kind of have to experience it. So
Did you have much experience? So getting through second fall camp for you, where's your comfort level at with college football right now?
Obviously, there's nothing like the actual game experience, but I really do feel comfortable having a year with my guys. Obviously I made some changes in the coaching staff, and I think we adjusted well, and we kind of got together and more tight throughout this fall camp, and definitely it's been well.
Last year, you had a lot of success at different times throughout the year. Do you feel like the transition in the offense, especially with Coach Armstrong now at the helm, has maybe put you in a better position to succeed right now?
Oh, definitely. So I think what he's doing is tremendous. I think it fits my type of style pretty well, and the thing is, all the guys are into it. Not just me. We're all into it, and I have confidence in those guys out there that protect me, and the receivers have confidence that I'll give them the ball, and I have confidence to make plays.
No doubt, man. It seems, last year, being a true freshman, you take a huge step. Almost everyone does. Anyone who gets any playing time takes that big step. You see a couple true freshmen right now in your offense that are getting some tick, both in the backfield and out wide. So what do you think of a guy like Lance McCutcheon out wide to start with?
Oh, well, I remember from spring ball when I first saw him, I could just tell he was so athletic, and he'll do great things for us. He played basketball too, so I know he has great leaping ability. He could just take the top off sometimes, so I'm pretty excited about him, see what he'll do this season.
And what about Troy Anderson and Tyrell Burgess in the backfield?
Oh, well, they're kind of the complete opposite backs. Troy's more like everything back, but I'm really excited for Tyrell. He's kind of going to be in the same position, as me. But I'm excited. I think he'll feel well, especially in the triple option if he's the pitch guy or some jet sweep. So I think if he has a hole, he can hit a long one.
No doub. Do you feel a sense of urgency now that camp's coming to a close to get to game day?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, this week's it's like a kind of like an extra days for Washington State, so we're already in that mindset. But once next week comes, and once we're at school, then it's gonna feel like, okay, it's season out to school. We start to get a routine, and we're ready to go.
Do you feel like you kind of have prepared your whole life to play in big games like this and like Washington State?
I honestly think I do, but we'll see September 2nd, and big time plays when the team needs it the most. And I think we definitely have a group of playmakers on the receiving corps like Mitch Herbert, some newcomers like Jabari Johnson and Lance as well. So I'm excited for that.
Do you feel like overall that receiver group has kind of taken the next step and maybe garnered some more talent this year?
Oh, definitely. So there's different versatile guys. Kevin can do kind of everything. Mitch is kind of like he's always safe to go to. That's that type of guy. We just got different playmakers to do different things.
I know that there's been some talk about you taking the next step as a quarterback. Tightening up your throwing motion, making some more plays downfield with your arm. But talk to me about just the basic center quarterback transfer. How's the snap been for you? Is it different? Did you play a lot of shotgun in high school?
Yeah, I did. My freshman through junior year, I played mostly shotgun. Mostly shotgun, and I got a new coach my senior year.
Okay.
And then it was 50-50 under center, some outside zone, play action, when some things we're doing here, kind of shotgun with play action, rolling out, things like that. So I was already comfortable with that, and now we're just working on practicing, and Coach McGee has done a very good job.
Do you feel tighter with Alex now that you've had a year with him?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I feel comfortable with my O-line. I trust him 100%.
It's kind of funny that Coach Armstrong goes away from that O-line, but they've seemed to have taken the step too. A couple young guys, even a guy like Jake McFetridge that's pretty young. What do you see from some of those young guys who haven't maybe had as much game experience?
Yeah, you know, people like McFetridge, Gillis, and even Taylor as a redshirt freshman. You know, they haven't really got game experience. Lots of just practice first and ones and two reps. But I'm excited to see what they bring to the table, and we'll just get better and better each week this year.
And last thing for you, Connor Sullivan made the transition from wide receiver to tight end last year. Do you see him have a little bit more of a comfort level, and do you also feel like he's a little safety net for you?
Yeah, definitely in the red zone, like a big target, that could cause definitely problems for smaller DBs and linebackers. He's way faster than linebackers. I think he could cause matchup problems definitely in the red zone.
And I'll throw in actually one more for you. What do you see from a guy like Bryce Alley, a senior that kind of leads in the secondary? He's played a lot of reps, and as he starts to go into his last year as a senior, what do you see from him as a player and a leader?
He's just been the backbone. Last year when I first came in, I was during the summer before I moved into the dorms. I stayed with Bryce Alley, Curtis Amos, and Braylon Evans. So I know those guys well, and he's a great teammate. And outside the field, he's just something you can always go to, and he's just like that on the field with the defense in the background.
Awesome, man. So as camp starts to close, man, do you feel a little bit of a sense of urgency to get to game day?
Yeah, I definitely do. I'm kind of tired of going against my own guys. I'm looking forward to some different colored jerseys, being able to let loose on them a little bit. I mean, you can tell there's a little bit of tension. I think we're all kind of tired of hitting each other. We just really want to get after the game day, I think. You can see that a little bit in practice, but there's a big sense of urgency. Today was a really, really good practice for us, I think, and we kind of figured out how our Toughness Tuesday practices are going to go. So.
Yeah, no doubt. We talked a little bit during media day about the journey that you've come on to get to this point, and it seems like early on you're going to be one of the guys that's going to get the ball early. So what's your level of motivation going into the beginning of the season? Kind of what is your level of expectation for yourself?
For me, Coach Peacher's always just coached us to just do the best you can. Don't ever let anybody question your effort, and you can control your attitude. So every day I try to go out there with a lot of energy, just be really excited. And as a matter of fact, I got my eyes open to a very young boy from Mexico said that he's like, wow, you guys get to eat at Miller every day, and you guys get to play football here. And that just really resonated. I feel very, very fortunate. So I just kind of every day I'm out there, I'm like, not many people get to do this. So I'm just trying to really enjoy it and just take full advantage of it. And I think that's what football's about, just having fun. Right now, no expectations. I just want to do the best I can for my team and just have the most fun I can for them too.
That's awesome, man. So scheme-wise, were you ever part of the triple option before this last couple of years?
No, I actually wasn't. Never really done it. At Glacier we did some pitch stuff,
sure,
but nothing to this extent, nothing to the full deal.
What do you think that brings to a football game? Kind of the ability to have all those options on offense.
It's definitely going to make for defenses. They're only going to have 3-4 days to really prepare for it. That's not a ton of time, and we just have so much we can throw at them. It just makes me very excited for the future with our offense. Especially right now, I think we're really clicking. Even later down the season, I think once we start clicking on all cylinders, it's just going to be gas and no brakes.
We talked a little bit about the versatility in the backfield. Do you think that versatility really makes that triple option even more diverse?
Yes, it really does. I'm kind of one of the shorter dudes, a little fast. I'm out there doing a little all the quick stuff a little bit, and then you got Troy, who's a big dude, also very fast. So there's a big threat back there. And I think Eddie Vanders, he's doing well. He's starting to really understand the concepts, I think, and Noah's doing really well. We got Tyrell back there. He's a pretty quick little dude. I think we're looking pretty good right now. It's exciting.
That's awesome, man. And we also talked a little bit about Coach Armstrong moving into the offensive coordinator role. It seems that things have really maybe become a little bit more simple, but also a little bit tighter. Do you feel like that's happening on offense?
Yeah, I think we really needed that. No offense to the previous coaches or nothing, but Armstrong was the change we needed, and on offense, I really think he really makes sure that our heads are on straight. He's getting us clicking, making sure that we know where the bar is set and where we need to be, and every day is challenging us and just making us better every day. So.